for joining us.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So walk us a little bit through the year for mindbodygreen, because you guys have seen a lot of changes and you launched a new supplement line. So tell us a little bit about that.
So for us as a brand, we've always believed in wellness as a lifestyle, and one specifically where people want to learn and do. So if we go back to the inception of mindbodygreen in 2009, it was started because I had a health issue where I almost had back surgery. And yoga saved me from back surgery and led me down this rabbit hole of looking at everything from stress and sleep to nutrition and the environment, and made a lot of changes in my life and came to believe that true wellness was this blend of mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and environmental well-being. And that we wanted to not just preach to the choir of people who live in the west side of LA or in Brooklyn or Boulder, but build a bigger church. So how do you start that? It starts with information. So we started with content. So content, free content, no 9. And then started to go deeper, because what do people want to do with wellness, learn and do? So classes, and then events, so physically experiencing that. And then next for us was product. And product was personal again. So a couple years ago, so I'm 45 now, my father died of heart disease at age 46. And so I started to get a little bit more serious and sophisticated around testing in my early 40s. And I have access to all sorts of great doctors, and so did a bunch of testing and discovered everything was pretty good, except I had one marker that was wildly out of control. So to give it, the marker was homocysteine, so it's something that's not commonly tested for. And high homocysteine is defined as anything over 15, so you want to be under 15. Mine was 63.
Okay, a little bit over.
It was so high, my doctor, Frank Lippman, who's amazing, pioneer in functional medicine, said, it's a mistake, take the test again. I took it again.
Same number?
Yeah. And so I was like, what do I do? I'm not opposed to surgery, medication, whatever. What do I need to do? And he said, none of those things, actually supplementation. And so he put me on a cocktail of B vitamins, and I went from 63 to the low 20s in about 45 days, and then down to 12, all through supplements. And so as a brand, and personally always being a believer in supplements, I started to go down this rabbit hole of like, wow. And Colleen and I started to think, like, what other problem? Like, I had something potentially catastrophic. So if your homocysteine is that high, like, what can happen? Catastrophic clotting, like strokes, so it's serious. So I could go as far as, supplements saved my life. And so we started to think, like, what other issues, potentially not life-threatening, that people are struggling with, and could we provide real, efficacious solutions to? And that led a 2-year journey into developing the product line.
So you have 6 supplements coming out, but you have one.
So you have one live right now.
And then a couple more coming.
And then a couple more coming out over the next 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8, okay. So they'll be all coming pretty soon.
Yes.
Can you tell us anything about the upcoming ones, or?
Sure. So I'll tell you that the first one that's out there now, which we quietly launched to a small audience on mindbodygreen, is called NR+. And we partnered with Thorne on this line. Thorne has been in the business for 30 years and is one of the most quality, incredible manufacturers. So it was a partnership made in heaven. They share a lot of the same values we do: purity, efficacy. And I got to work hand in hand with their chief medical officer, Bob Roundtree, who's been in the space. He trained all the functional medicine doctors before functional medicine was a thing. And so the first product, NR+, is a combination of NR, which is short for nicotinamide riboside, along with astaxanthin, ceramicides, rhodiola, and betaine. And so what do all those things do? So NR is actually really exciting right now. It is clinically shown to increase NAD. And so NAD is a molecule, it declines with age. So short science is, when you're dead, it's at 0, and it declines with age. And this clinically is shown to increase NAD. And so what is this linked to? Cellular metabolism, things like you feel a little bit more energetic after like a long day. It's not like an energy boost like caffeine, but like feeling a little bit more energetic, healthier cells, healthier mitochondria. So there's a correlation with like how we age. And then combined with the astaxanthin and ceramicides, there's some really strong clinicals around skin health, specifically wrinkles. And so we're calling this product a product optimized for cellular beauty. And it's something I've been taking for months. We have a 6-month-old, so sleep is not very good right now.
I can imagine.
And after taking this product, I don't drag as much as I would during the day, and I actually have less wrinkles around my eyes than I did, and I should have right now for the lack of sleep. So we think it's really a game-changing product within the beauty space right now. We're really excited for.
And speaking of like skin health and things like that, like just on the wellness panel, they were talking about kind of like wellness being like a bit gendered and like using she. Like,
Sure.
How does this kind of appeal to men and women? Because I think
Sure.
when you think skin, you think women. But
Sure. I don't know. So maybe I'm a millennial woman at heart. Being the founder of mine, but I've just never. Maybe it's I was raised by 2 women. I am married to a woman. We have 2 daughters. So I'm surrounded by women. Our audience, when I started mindbodygreen, it wasn't. I didn't specifically decide to focus on women. To me, this was a psychographic. And it just so happened that the demographic is women, and it's a certain age. And again, women rule the roost and control the purchasing dollars. But to your question, I think this is a psychographic. It's a lifestyle. I think whether you're a woman or a man, you want to live your healthiest, happiest life, and that's kind of appealing to everyone. So I think more men are starting to catch on in different ways. I think for men it's a little bit more about optimization, and I think for women it's a little bit more about feeling good.
And why the small kind of launch of these supplements? Because I know we were talking about like how beauty is getting into like the big stores. So why keep it small?
So for us, it's a way, because we're such a big platform that lives digitally, we have the ability to get it out there and test and iterate and see what people are responding to, and then launch much bigger in January. But it was a nice way also to think about, we have a really great, loyal, engaged audience. So it was a way to actually get our product in front of them before everyone else. And that was meaningful to us. Like, we have people who come to our events who buy classes, who are super engaged. Like, it's kind of a nice thing to do, to offer them something before everyone else.
So will we see it more widely available?
In January, it'll be everywhere on mindbodygreen. It'll be hard to miss.
Okay, cool. So what do you think is the potential for ingestible beauty in terms of, it seems like it's really on the rise, and what do you think the potential is there?
I think the potential is huge. I think we're at this interesting place across, whether it's beauty or food, this idea of function, and whether it's the microbiome, or as we talk about, the endocannabinoid system, which is the why behind CBD and hemp, the endocannabinoid system that modulates our body's stress response and so forth, or mitochondria, so forth. Like, there's definitely, I think, more and more people are realizing this inside-out connection. And so with regards to beauty, I think a lot of the innovation around topicals, and like whether it's been probiotic deodorants or topicals that are non-toxic, I think that's really exciting. But I think, to your point, the ingestibles, more and more people, the science is catching up there, and there are things, we've all seen it. At the highest level, people, I think, years ago began to notice you change your diet and had an effect on your skin. And so with some of the innovation happening, and some of the clinicals happening with a lot of these exciting ingredients, and the explosion of collagen, and it could go on and on with ingredients. I think that functional beauty with ingestibles is probably the most exciting subset of the beauty category.
It definitely is. Well, that's all the time we have. But Jason, thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy the rest of NOSH.
Thanks so much for having me. Thank you.
Of course.
Did you enjoy the video? For more from NOSH, hit subscribe and ding the bell.